tears in the angle of the plane, making me silence. I was in complete silence, but we are free, and we are going to Canada. But I don't have in my Chile. I will have there in my Canada. So that I ended in Canada because I a dreamer, I a poet. I think I was unimportant. I think I was a man who have been sacrificed everything for my country, and another nation will recognize that. I expect to see in the airport people with flags, welcome. But that only was a dream of a poet. Not declared poet yet, but a dream of the political person. I was nobody. So that was my life here in Canada, a completely different life, very difficult. Edmonton was a small town with lots of discrimination, and they treat very bad to us. The newspaper have been wrote that a bunch of communists arrived, and in Canada they have panic about communists, you know. It was in 100 political prisoners who cannot leave the country for 2 years. But we didn't know. Even we know, we will be signed anyway, because nothing is worse than living in jail. Life in Canada has not been very easy. It has been a very difficult life for me. Keeping me up, I don't know, maybe because I'm Christian. I lost my wife, who was the woman that I have been loved the most, because I work in the sanitaries. I read lots about Canada, and I know it was a paradise in one place, and the paradise was Vancouver Island. And I came, and I found work, working for a school board as a painter, not as a sewerman, as a repair school, fixer this, fixer that. It's okay, I can make a living. Edmonton was snowing, here is sunny. My ex-wife don't believe it, and asked for the divorce. So I fell in the mental depression. I recovered from that, and then I started working to help citizens. I working for NAN in a company, but the NAN was very, very nasty. Was not very nice, and treat me bad. I went to study at the University of Victoria to become a Spanish teacher. Life didn't want me to be a Spanish teacher. I get cancer. The doctor said, son, you have cancer, and you will be dying in 3 months. I recommend you reunite with your family and say goodbye. Then my family doctor, Dr. Roberts, a hero in my concept. Alejandro is a cure, not conventional, but it's a cure with vitamin. I would like to try to you because you are a young person. They start to put in vitamin C, and one day I walk out of the hospital. The cancer come back many times. They put in me chemotherapy, they put in me cobalt. I managed to recover it. Then I working with citizens. Then I working with challenger people. And I took a course for that. And then I became bored with this situation, and I studied mental illness. So after that, I had to move into Vancouver, and this has been my life. Over here, I studied in the Douglas College, became mental care worker, till I became too old and with problem of cancer again. So that created me more stress. And during this time, I discovered the handkerchief, which is the poetry for me, having helped me to living as a closet poet for a long time, until moving to Vancouver, and with Adrienne Sawyer, my partner, we decided to read poetry in public. And I tried to do, and I found nobody wants us. And that was the terrible things. The organization could receive grant for that, don't allow to us to read. All it had to be white, all in English. So again, this made me angry. another fighting, another struggle. Finally, we decided to create the World Poetry Reading Series. We started Milas of Bean Cafe 10 years ago. Having very successful organization is about 400 writers. Now we have membership. This is the first year we have membership, and we have 25 writers who commit with us. During these 10 years, have been produced at least 25 books who will become together to Canadian literature. Many associations of writing are arguing that we are not creating Canadian literature because we are immigrant. But I can say to them they are wrong. They don't know and they don't accept with one person who comes to this country and choose to live here as a legally Canadian, writing for this nation and represent this nation in different conferences all over the world, is not doing Canadian literature. Well, I would like to say yes, they do. And I think I do Canadian literature. Books like Your Love Killed My Cancer is created here. And in that book reflects all the treatment that Dr. Linus Pauling did to me and saved my life. Then is another book called The Beginning and End of Many Loves. It's love poetry that I did here. Is the love involved in this country. Then Poetry for 3 Acts is another book created here by Bravos Published. And then the last book that I wrote is 1,000 Women, No One Like You. That is the book I dedicate to my partner, Adrienne Sawyer. All those books really reflect Canadian literature because I wrote here by this sky full of water, of sometimes blue. I wrote this poetry here, and it belongs to this country. It's Canadian literature. That is why we create the World Poetry. Then we create the World Poetry Cafe and Co-op radio station, 102.7 FM. And later on, we create our own publishing company because we publish in 2 languages. And we are very proud to say that we have been produced about 25 books during these 10 years of different authors who belong to Canadian literature. So that is my life, a very sad life, very difficult, but I have been fighting. And now the last hope I have, I became older, tired, I have cancer. I a candidate to Poet Laureate for the city of New York, Westminster, which is the royal city, was the capital of British Columbia. I think if I gain that position, will be a good seal for the history of one political refugee in this country. I don't expect that will be easy, but that is my hope.